Let's see who we got joining us tonight. Hello, hello. It's just you so far. Oh, there we got a little red light. Keith said it was just him. Lee Palmer, you're first. Hi. Lynn McDill, you're second. Hello. Look, I got the cuticle oil on my fingers here. This cold weather about to kill me. Hey, Rhonda. Hi, Courtney. How are you? Hi, Jess. Hello, hello, hello. Are y'all excited about learning Granny's Roses tonight? You're so ready? Okay. Hi, Eileen. We're getting scolded by some puppies, Keith. Did you hear that? Yeah, they won't in here. Oh, hold on. Let's fix that. There we go. Hi, Donna. I'm a few minutes early, as usual. I like to be prepared, honey. Show enough. What y'all up to? Happy New Year to you too, Donna. Look, I got my drink for tonight. I'm having a ginger ale zero. I was just telling Keith today I need to do better about getting more water in my bod. I know, Courtney. Where you been, girl? We've been missing you. We've been missing you. You're headed home from date night. Lord, girl, I don't know what that is. What? My date night is actually getting home from work early and getting to sit in the bathtub for a while. Well, tonight is going to be, this is going to be a really good tutorial. If you follow me over on the TikTok, these have been like all the rage over there on my little TikTok. I say all the rage. My TikTok is so brand new that I don't have that many followers. So if you'll go follow me on TikTok, I would greatly appreciate it. I am the Brush Whisperer over on TikTok. And look, these got almost 600 views over on the TikTok. So I was okay with that. I was okay with that. Hi, Deborah. How's my favorite Deborah Solar doing? So anyway, I am going to teach Granny's Roses tonight. Let me make sure that we are up on Facebook here. Just a second. Because I don't know if I got a notification. Yes, we are. You haven't tried, you haven't had time for your nails? Oh, you're going to put this on your nails. Good. Hi, Janice. How you doing, boo? Y'all, we got to almost 70 degrees today. My doggies are like, they've been wanting to go out and eat all the bugs and find all the bugs and all the things. So they love this warm weather, and I do too, because y'all, my bones is hurting in the cold weather. Yeah, I had a little mishap today. Well, not my mishap. So I've been trying to get in with my eye doctor. They called me yesterday. They said, hey, Miss Tracy, can you be here at 3:45 tomorrow, which was today? We have cancellation. I said, sure, I can. So they booked me in. Keith, we both left the office because if I had to be dilated, you know, he needed to drive me and all that kind of stuff. Plus, last time I went, they shot dye through one of my eyes and I needed a driver anyway. Anyway, that's beside the point. We get over there and she's like, you don't have an appointment. I said, they just made it yesterday because they're only 5 minutes from my office. Honey, don't you know they had made it at the location 45 minutes away and didn't tell me about it. Nobody told me it was at that location. So anyway, they rescheduled me for 11:30 tomorrow after we had gotten there. So it was one of those things that we had to work around this afternoon. So we rushed back to the office and I got all my things together for tonight's live and brought that on home. Luckily, when I cooked dinner last night, I cooked enough for tonight too, so I didn't have to do that. Hi, Sunny. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, PJ. Hi, Trisha Brown. How you doing, girl? Janice says it's snow in the mountains and dry on the plains. What time is it? Is it 7? It's 7 o'clock. How y'all doing? Sonny, you doing all right? I mean, it is what it is, Tammy, you know. And then we heard the receptionist that told us to come back tomorrow. We were looking at some frames for Keith, and we heard her call the other location and say, yeah, she claims she didn't know she had an appointment here. I'm like, I'm still standing right here in the lobby. I'm standing 10 feet from you. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, it makes me not want to go back there, but it's the only eye surgeon, or only the second one in my area, and the other one is like 8 months for me to get in with. Yeah, it was totally unnecessary. I'm like, girl, I need to come in here and teach you some customer service. I'll do it too. Anyway, let's move our camera. Hold up. I got to get you out of this holder and get you into this holder. You go see my light just for a second. Oh, child, isn't that a pretty light? Girl. And let me tighten you up. And I'm going to turn you around and zoom you in. I know, I love it too, Janice. Make sure we can see what we got going on here. I picked it out. There is what I'm teaching tonight. A few little components have to work together to make this happen. Look at there. Now, don't hate on me, because when I did these, I didn't realize I'd be teaching these till everyone on my stories. I've had it across social media platforms. They're like, oh my gosh, Miss Tracy, you got to show us how to do that. I had used the last piece of the last end of a roll of foil on this. So don't hate me. I don't have the exact foil, but I got almost a dupe of it. Okay. Actually, I put 3 different foils together in the bundle tonight. I'm going to use all 3 because it'll just be really, really, really pretty. So let me show you what comes in this bundle, because it has a 30% off coupon on it. The coupon code is Roses30. 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 That's all capital letters. 30% off. There is the Queen Ladybug metallic liner trio in this bundle. There's a silver gold and a rose gold in here. The 15 millimeter pinpoint brush. Now, I'm not going to use this one, because if I use this one, I have to take one of the bundles out of stock. This brush determined how many bundles we could do. Look at this thing, honey. And I only have 15 of these brushes. So I can't use that one. I'll use one next to me here. But she's got a top down in there as well. You're going to get that. The 3 foils that come in this bundle are, and we have extra foil in case you would like to grab that. It's a 1 meter or 3 feet of foil in your bundle. This one is number 3505, Stop and Smell the Roses. And Keith, if you'll leave the bundle up real quick, then we'll go back to these individual real fast. Look at this, how pretty. Stop and Smell the Roses. Then we have budding, let's see. I'm sorry, this one was Stop and Smell the Roses. This one. This one is Budding Romance. This is very close to what I have on my nails. Mine just had a white background on it. And then I love this one. This is called Fresh Fairy Tale. Oh, child. If you like blues, pinks, that really pretty green, isn't that beautiful? And then the chrome palette, because we need that gold chrome for around the edges. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. All right, that's $113.72. You got a coupon code for 30% off, Roses30. So let's get started here. Let's set up our tip holder. Here we go, GGO. And we'll just put a few tips on here. Let me wipe my hands off because I put lotion on them. You didn't get notified, like app-wise?
I didn't either.
Keith said he didn't either. Not sure what happened with that. I know our app has been bought out by a company called Superfans. It was Wajro, so it could very well be something with that, because when I logged onto the app to set up our live class tonight, it said, welcome to Superfans. I'm like, okay. Y'all not gonna tell us that ahead of time? Sorry. Let me tighten up my camera here just real fast. There we go. You were flipping through Facebook? Maybe that's why you got notified? Okay. Well, let's get us 3 tips on here. And then I want to show you the base to use under these. Let me get us out of the comment section, my work area out of the comment section. There we go. There we go, GGO. I don't like to be down in there. You have an alarm for your lives? Thank you, Jess. You're so committed, girl. Thank you. Thank all of y'all for watching tonight. All right, the color I am going to use underneath my foil, I've never used this on a live before. She's called Whisper Gloss. If you know anything about these ombre bottles, this has our lip gloss collection in it. These bottles are shiny. All of the lip gloss collection is transparent. So this is like a transparent white, but not white. It's got just a little tiny bit of a gray tint to it. Just a little. Whisper Gloss. She's so pretty. Oh my word. So beautiful. I'm just going to wipe my nails down real fast here where I put lotion and nail oil on. I'm afraid I have it on my nails. Hi, Jamie, girl. All right, Whisper Gloss. Let's do a coat of that. We're going to pretend like we've already base coated that, like we've already primed it and all the things. This is a very translucent, creamy, cool grayish white. We were talking about this. Some said they did, some said they didn't, Jamie. We never know the science behind that, but you can bet your bottom dollar, honey, that Miss Hillary will be putting us a ticket in tomorrow because we pay way too much for this app service for it not to run properly. Y'all notice they got us fixed as far as our camera jumping around, right? I had to threaten to pull my business from the app, actually. So yeah, look at this, how pretty. Whisper Gloss. Isn't that beautiful? Somebody told me, Lee, that they set their, they have Alexa remind them that it's time for class. That's pretty cool. I got some things that I just pulled out of my lamp while those are curing. Look at these, how pretty. Okay, so I'm in love with foil. And this is foil. My butterflies are decals, and I've put, I've hand painted my one stroke around that. I have a set of 4 of these. Girl, I'm always working on something. I'm always working on something. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? I think people are often afraid to use foil because they can't get a full stick, but on something like this, you just need a little bit. It doesn't even take it to the edges, you know. Next up, once that gloss has cured, which it has, you're going to need some really sticky foil gel. Super sticky. Let's put the lid. I just put one coat of this on. I know, they are pretty, aren't they, Crystal? How many of y'all subscribe to Beetlebox that is moving to the Nail Art Toolbox? Girl, big plans are in store for the Nail Art Toolbox. Big plans. She gonna be pretty too, honey. Now, that's not to say you won't have some Queen Ladybug product slipped into that Nail Art Toolbox, right? But she is going to be a project all of her own. I'm excited. Alrighty, we're just putting a coat of foil gel on here. Thank you, Jess. Technically, the kickoff for Nail Art Toolbox is February. Let me just say, if you have not subscribed and you've been kind of sitting on the fence, you want to do it before February because that's the kickoff box. Girl, she got extras. She's got extras in her that you wouldn't normally get in the $39 subscription. And once everybody sees the main component of the first kickoff of the Nail Art Toolbox, they're going to be, Miss Trace, do you have any extra? I guarantee you, people going to want the extra off of that. Look at here. It can be either, Sarah. Either, girl. Yes, Lord. Okay, there's our foil gel. We're going into the light for 60. When that goes off, I'm going to hit the 60-second timer again and cure that foil gel for 2 minutes. Because of all the intricate work I did around the perimeter of these nails, you thought they were hand-painted, didn't you? Didn't you? April says she wants all the products. Oh. Yep, you don't have to do a thing, Jamie. It automatically switches you over, love. Look here, how pretty. So if you love line work, if you're handy with, and you can see the outline is not too particular. It has an ebb and a flow about it. So you don't have to, make that solid line all the way around. Now, let me grab my metallic gels. These are what's in the metallic liners. Now there's a little instruction sticker that comes with this that explains how these are no wipe and you really shouldn't top coat over them. But there's also other components you have to do in order to make that happen. What we're finding is people are putting this on too thick. If you put this on too thick, it's gonna lose its chrome brilliance. This is in a liner bottle with a liner brush. I have a love-hate relationship with that. I personally would never use any liner brush to paint with, and especially these because it pulls out too much product. You see how it's getting ready to drip off my wand right there, and it's because it's a new bottle. You're just gonna get it too heavy. You have to put this on a palette and put it on with a little detail brush. Also, the instruction card says before you cure it, you gotta let it sit 30 to 60 seconds on the nail. That's what activates the metallic finish to it. And then hopefully I've taught y'all enough that shiny don't stick to shiny, honey. If you're not going to put a top coat over this and you've put it over a fully cured top coat, she going to slide right off there. She going to come right off, honey. She sure enough is. It's on the sticker that's on the back of the bottle or on the back of the package. All those little instructions, and it's on the website too. Now, I would not put these on a nurse because she washes her hands too much without putting a top coat over them. I wouldn't put these on anybody that's in lots of alcohol, hand sanitizer, that kind of stuff. Now, that doesn't mean you still can't use it, but probably what I would do is I would chrome over top of it to keep its brilliance. There are other ways to keep the brilliance if somebody, let's say a nurse, wanted to wear these. Are y'all following me there? I'm just trying to educate you on the product, because if people get a product that doesn't work for them, it's never their fault. It's always the creator or the product's fault. And 9 times out of 10, it's an instruction breakdown somewhere. So I just want to be sure that you know how to work with these properly. We're going to use the gold one today. These have to be shaken like the redheaded stepchild, honey. I'm not kidding you. You go shake it, and then you go shake it some more. And then you go shake it again. If you got a shaker, I've been meaning to order me a new Pro Shaker. Look, when I was running salon, I had 2 Pro Shakers. Anybody else use Pro Shaker? Girl, I love my Pro Shaker. And the one gave out about during the Rona, honey. And then the other one gave out last year. She just completely kicked the bucket. But I'm not joking. Those Pro Shakers lasted me probably 9 or 10 years. And I have not ordered another one. And you know, you can only beat your hand right there so much. But these little metallic pigments have to be shaken up inside of there. If you don't use a Pro Shaker, go check them out. Look, don't get the generic and don't get the off-brand. It is worth every penny to get the Pro Shaker. So now how we're going to use this is we pop that out on our palette, and a good considerable amount of it for these 3 nails. And look, she's gonna try and separate on your palette as well. Don't worry about that. Okay, our foil gel is ready. Let's move this to the side. I'm gonna use, I think, just a little bit of each one of these foils. This one, what row, come here, is Fresh Fairy Tale. This is number 3708. 3708. And I am going to wipe the back of her because I know I touched that with my cuticle oil fingers, honey. If you're new to putting foil on, you're going to want to stick the ugly side down towards the nail. Just take a little alcohol and wipe that off. You just got to be sure it's dry. Let's go ahead and wipe all of these where I touched it. And then that'll be dry by the time we use it. Make sure that's dry. If you don't have experience using foil gel, it's a 2-minute cure and a 30-second cool down. 2-minute cure and a 30-second cool down. Let's see, I want this one all about like this. And what typically I do, even on a human, because we're working on a curved surface here, we're going to cut some little darts like your mama was sewing the sleeve on your dress. All the way around the surface of that foil. That allows you to kind of do that, and where it overlaps, then it just gives that seamless application. Hi, Lori. This is easier on a human than it is on a nail tip because you got some, friction of their resistance. And now we're going to pull from the free edge. And look what a beautiful transfer we've gotten. Look how pretty. Okay, let's do our others. This one is Budding Romance, foil number 3507. And I did not get a good, hold on, let me get a different portion of the pattern here. So a certain portion of that I want on my nail. This is very close to the one I used. I want that big bunch of roses right there, honey. Wouldn't this be pretty for Valentine's Day? It would, Miss Tracy. That's such a good foil for Valentine's Day. And look, don't press all of that down before you cut your darts in, because then it's no reason to cut your darts, right? Let me cut some of that extra foil off, just because I wanted that one area here. And now, press your foil. Child, my dogs is wild tonight. Let me tell you, Darla was supposed to be spayed the day in December that it snowed here. We got a significant snowfall, so they canceled it. I think it was a Monday or a Tuesday. I believe it was a Monday. They said, well, bring her Friday. Well, guess what? It snowed that Friday, too. So we get to Tennessee for Christmas, and she goes into heat while we're there. That's been, what, 2 weeks ago, and she's still kind of there. But, honey, let me tell you, those first few days, Lord, this one stuck so good, I got to get my tweezers. Those first few days, it was like Tasmanian devil, let me tell you. So, anyway, now she can't be spayed until, I believe they said, March the 17th. Look here. Isn't that beautiful? And this one was called Budding Romance. She stuck so good too. And last but not least, we're going to use Stop and Smell the Roses, number 3505. Now the bundle is 30% off tonight, y'all. It's like getting several of the items free in your bundle if you use that code. Let's see. I think I kind of want it this way. How do I want it? Maybe I want it that way. You missed the code? Roses30, Marcy. Roses30. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Appreciate that so much. Okie dokie. And we cut our little darts, and now smooth it down. Look, you don't have to use this whisper gloss underneath of this, but if you want it to look like Granny's China, kind of like we're going for, you'll want something similar to that. This is the color that I put down underneath. This is the Whisper Gloss Lip Gloss collection. Okie dokie. I'm telling you what, this foil's sticking so good. That's the way foil should stick. Oh, Lord, I love this. We have so many pretty flower foils. Look how gorgeous that is. This is called Stop and Smell the Roses. Number 3505. You never have that kind of stick? Do you use my foil gel? And are you curing 2 minutes and then letting it cure for 30 seconds? That's the key, boo. That's the key. Okay, next up we got to metallic glaze these because whatever we put on this will come off. We got to set this up for our artwork. Metallic glaze is like a double-sided sticky tape, honey. She gonna stick this foil down and it's going to hold our artistic mat. Look, and y'all don't forget your specialty gels like your foil gel, your blooming gel, what else? I would say artistic matte as well. Probably those three, they only have a 12-month shelf life. So if you haven't picked up your foil gel in 2 years and it's still sitting on your shelf, don't risk your service breaking down. Just figure into your budget to buy you a new foil gel once a year. Same with your primers. Your nail primers go inactive after, I would say, 8 to 12 months. So just trash the rest of that bottle of primer and get you another one, honey. That's the way to do it. Make sure you keep your supplies up to date. Nice and clean. Color charts available. I tell everybody, if you have hit a creative block and you don't know what to do next, sit down and swatch your foils. I absolutely love swatching foils. I love anything to do with foils. When my press-on nail shop was super busy, Lord honey, if it didn't move, I was gonna put foil on it now. I go foil it, just put it that way. And sure enough, I did too. If it hasn't been opened, you're good because it hasn't been exposed to any light or any elements, Marcy. But I'd love to see you open it, Marcy. Now, what we're going to follow up with is Artistic Matte. Look at our sample. We want the chrome to stick, we want the gold chrome to stick to what we're going to paint on here and not over the foil background, right? And look, just looking at this, you wouldn't notice anything. There was a couple little spots that my foil didn't stick all the way on this one, but I hid that with my little border. Yeah, don't open all of them. Yes, you can protect the shelf life by opening it when you need it. Yep. Okay, Artistic Matte is our chrome blocker. Chrome blocking matte. I'm telling y'all, look, I laid out a piece of foil here. This is one of our tortoise shell foils. Girl, would this not be beautiful with this? You see where I'm going with that? It doesn't have to be a floral foil. It could be anything. I think this would be stunning over top of some of our animal print foils. And these ones, this is our tiger holographic foil in that I've put under my one stroke. So yeah, I'm foil crazy. So Artistic Matte, I'm putting on a nice little schmoozy layer. It's beautiful. We have some gorgeous animal prints, snake skins. How many remembers Rhonda Anaconda? Lord, do you remember that? Look, I have it right here. This has to cure for a whole minute. I'm going to show you Rhonda Anaconda. Hold on. Let's put her in. Look, I've been sorting this mess. This full of nail tips, honey. But I know I got Rhonda Anaconda in here. Here she is. Because I saw it yesterday. This foil is called Rhonda Anaconda. And this is a tutorial I did for, I believe it was Beetlebox VIP. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If Keith can find that foil, I'll have him put it up. It's beautiful. It's so pretty. And then I did some of our, I forget which cat eye that was, but I even have the cat eye ombre on the end of that. Yes, Lord. Was it for Beetlebox? I thought it was. Anyway, I still love that. Rhonda Anaconda. Okay, we are just curing. Give that just a second to finish up. Now look what's happened to my gold liner paint while it sat there. She has separated. She's supposed to do that. It's the chrome pigments trying to separate from the gel. That is typical of all chrome based gels, if you will. Okay, I'm going to use a couple of brushes here. This bundle comes with a really nice pinpoint detail brush. I am going to use a 00 brush, and then I'm going to use my 9mm brush. I would prefer a 15, But again, I can't open the brush. I won't have enough for my bundles. So I'm gonna make do with what I got. So now what we're gonna do, let me make sure my nails cured. I don't know if I had them in there all the way. We're gonna stir that back up. We're gonna mix her, honey. You constantly have to be mixing that because as she sits, she goes chrome. You need a foil binder. They're in stock, Courtney. Child, yeah, I'm embarrassed to tell you how many foil binders I have filled. Lord, ask Brooke. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to outline our perimeter. And you constantly have to be stirring this back up. That's the price to pay for beauty, okay? So here we're going to come in a little heavy. And we're going to go down the side. This is kind of like we free form it down the side of it. Can y'all see what I'm doing there? It's not a specific line, but as that sits there, she starts to go chrome. That's why we don't want you to cure this right away. And I will help anybody troubleshoot if you're still having trouble with foils, or maybe it is your chrome liners. We'll help you troubleshoot till we figure it out. And if worse comes to worse, the worst thing for foil gel and these metallic chrome liners are cheap lamps, y'all. I hate to say that, but you will not get a good stick if you're using a little $29, $39 lamp. Look at here. There we go, Gigi. You see her going metallic? The longer she sits there. Now we'll go switch our brush. Let's go to our 9mm. Stir that gel back up. And now you freestyle it. Wherever you want to pull in something, maybe, let's see here. Maybe I'm going to pull in a little something right here. And have it come right into the edge of that wet paint. Right? And maybe I pull it on around and make a pretty little curly Q. Maybe I want one this way. Whatever you put over top of your foil has to be light and airy and just really dainty and delicate, like the rim on your granny's china would be. Okay? Don't overdo it. Oh, girl, she's already singing. She already says, look at me, I'm Miss America. She didn't say that to y'all, but she said it to me. Y'all just can't hear. My nails talk to me, y'all just can't hear it, right? Oh, maybe I do a double little line like that. Yeah, I hear you, girl. She said get her in the lamp so she can get some sun. She cold. And we're going to stop right there and put her in the lamp because she begging. She begging to be warmed up. 60 seconds in the light. Now, you can see I missed, look here, this is what artistic matte should look like. You see that right there? That one's a little bit too shiny. I missed part of that with my artistic matte. Rather than risk that chrome sticking to the back of that, just put it in again. Just put you another coat on and get that in the light. All right, now switch back to your 00 brush. Go with our outline. I outline the same way, but as you can see on the sample, I didn't put, let me grab her. I tried to vary up the design that I had on there. All right, let's do the window. Press, let up on the pressure. And just kind of wiggle that brush. You want it to look irregular. This is Granny's Roses bundle. Bundle's 30% off if you put your coupon code in. And we're going this way. We're going the top of here. And here. So there's our outline. Okay, and look, the longer she sits there, the more chrome it goes. Do you see, even on the palette, how when it settles, the chrome floats to the top. The gel goes to the bottom. That's what you want to let it do on the nail, because that gel is sinking down so you get that really good adhesion. All right, now detail brush. I always do my detail while the sides are still wet, because I can pull this line work right into that wet paint and you don't really see it then. If I pull it over top of dry paint, you're gonna see every little bump and bulge, and it's kind of like cellulite and white britches. You know what I'm saying, girl? Mm-hmm. And we go here. And some little tick marks. Look how pretty that is. Grab a little dotting tool. And you see, while I'm painting this detail, the rest of that gel paint has gone fully chrome on us. It's very, very pretty. Maybe you're not a freestyle painter. Maybe you wouldn't even know where to start painting. Well, look and see if your foil has any leaf work in it, or maybe the buds that are in your flowers, you could just outline with a little bit of paint. You don't have to be a freestyle painter. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, child. In we go. This is after that first one has cured, girl. We'll sit her on a little stand here. January is one of those months that nobody knows what to wear, honey. They don't want to wear snowflakes because it reminds them of Christmas. Blue is a popular color for January. Why not do something like this? Look, those of y'all that work behind the chair, your clients are not going to get this from a walk-in salon. Make yourself different. Set yourself apart. I preach it all the time. By the way, our 24 karat gold hand serum restocked today. The 6-pack is now available again. Our hand silk, which is our hand cream, restocked today, and the 6-packs are available. Our body scrub and foot scrub restocked today and is available in the 6-pack. Yay! Yay for restock day. Geneva said, thank goodness. She's needing it. She's needing it. And you get a price break on the 6-pack, you guys, so you can retail that to your customers in your salon. April, I don't know if you're still watching. I know April does press-ons, but a good idea for anybody doing press-ons is to grab you a couple of the scrubs and divvy them out into little containers and send that as a sample to your press-on clients. So after they've applied their press-on nails, they can have a little bit of hand scrub and a little bit of hand cream to put on after their nail service. I think it's a great idea. Look, I don't really like the way that one's going because I'm covering up my rows. Let's fix that. Let's take a little cleanup brush. And let's just pull that one off of there. There we go. Yeah, make your press-on nail service exclusive. Offer something nobody else offers, honey. You can get little tiny condiment cups. Divvy that out. Just label it so they don't eat it. You know. You know, girl. And look, y'all, I have gotten so many requests on our cuticle oil. Miss Tracy, please put that in a pen. We are having it packaged in purse size, but it's not in a pen. Wait till you see it, girl. Wait till you see it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you going to love it just the same. But it's small enough, those of y'all that do press-ons could actually include it in with the cost of your press-on. I think it's little luxury touches like that that build your press-on service, that build your reputation as a press-on nail business owner. What you want to be is a press-on nail CEO, honey. You don't want to just do press-on nails. You got to be a CEO. Miss Tracy can help you with that. Girl. Look, I'm just sitting here running my mouth. I think y'all are getting the gist of what I'm doing though, right? Yes, girl. Little teensy weensy tiny lines. Oh, honey. I'm gonna put a few dots on here. Maybe here. And on the side of this little lady, I'm gonna go down with some dots. Oh, just about like that. And let's cure. They are still in production and the container has to be made holding them, Jamie, so I can't give you an estimate just yet on that. Once I see the production of the container, I'll know a little bit more. It's not easy, you know, because if I wanted a cuticle pen, I could say, okay, you can fill this plastic tube, but y'all know that's not me, girl. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Go into your chrome palette, girls and boys. And now we're going to make that gold even more chromy by chroming it. We sure enough is, honey. I don't know where my little dusting brush has gotten to. It's a little bitty thing. And I have such a hard time keeping up with her. Now look, if you want to chrome, silver chrome, paint this in silver gel. I like the extra oomph the chrome gives this versus, I'll show you. I mean, they're both pretty. And last but not least, Now, once in a while, I am guilty of rubbing too hard on my chrome. Y'all ever done that before? Press it too hard and girl, she gone. You've rubbed it all off in one spot. That's what we call a hot spot. Look at there. Now my others I left all matte, and I went back with my crystal embossing gel and I painted over every single line. Oops, I just put another color chrome on that one. I didn't mean to, but she pretty. She pretty, girl. I didn't know my sponge had chrome on it. It's okay. You can chrome these liner gels. We're talking about, you know, nurses and people who use hand sanitizer a lot. These liner gels, if you're going to leave them untop coated, don't like those things. They don't like Blue Dawn dish detergent. So if you are going to use those, well, I've already got some other chrome on there too. I don't even care at this point. Then I would suggest chroming them to make the brilliance pop even more and then top coat it. The thing about these gels that I absolutely love is they are so thin, you can get that paper thin line versus if you're using a whipped cream, for example, that whipped cream gel is probably 3 times as thick as what this is. So you're not going to be able to get a tiny little itty bitty line or outline with whipped cream like you can these ones. And I'm going to shiny top coat these since I left these ones matte. Let's see here. Ladybug Luster, which is on the critically low level, by the way. If you are waiting on NSI, I know some of y'all are waiting on NSI from us. We still cannot get rubber base through NSI. So we apologize. What we have in stock is all we have right now. And I tried to order again yesterday, and she said it may be available by the end of the month, but she couldn't promise me that. So if you are needing NSI or you're kind of getting low and we've got it in stock, you may want to grab that because they are having some type of shortage of raw material. So Deborah, if you're still watching, I know you're waiting on some. We still haven't been able to get it, love. Isn't that pretty? Let's go ahead and cure that. Now I put on a schmoozy layer of top coat here. I know, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. The chrome on this one turned a little bit pink because in my sponge I had one of the 12 chromes of Christmas. I'm not sure which one it was that I used, but I'm okay with that too, boo. So beautiful. And this one, I will show you how to leave that background matte and take care of everything else on. So you would need your crystal embossing gel. Go right in here. And then every portion that we painted gold, you're going to go over top of that with this, which I needed my wider brush here. But like our little curly Q here, we got to go right back over that. So this one is a little bit more tedious. And you would want to know this before you started your service, because I personally would charge more for this one because it's like double painting it than I would just for an all over top coat. How many of y'all got foil you haven't even used? If you got 100 different kinds of foil, I just gave you 100 different nail designs. Did I not? And so pretty. I love this irregular window pane whatever you want to call it, around the perimeter of that nail. I just love it. I have the same frame. I'm going to cure that much. I have the same frame around these ones. Hold on, these was on my TikTok one day this week. I don't know what day. Let's see if I can take this out of here. So y'all know these are our little, these are our nail display cards. It comes with, you get a refill pack of these. There's either 10 or 20 or 12. I don't even know. I just work here, honey. This is a refill pack. So it comes with the sleeve. It comes with the little chain down in there. There's a hole in there that you put the chain through, just like this, so your card doesn't fall out of there. But let me show you how I do mine. Let's get this out. I use a label maker, especially if I've done this for a class. Now this one, oh child, look at that frame. She's nice and itty bitty and precise. That's how you get the tiny line, is with these right here. Okay, but on the back of here, I take a little label maker and whatever I've titled that. If I've taught a beetle box class, look, y'all, I'm embarrassed to say I used to throw the nails away. I would do nails for a course, and when I was done, I would throw them away because I was so overwhelmed with storage and not knowing where to put anything, right? And this is our watercolor bloom inks, by the way. Girl, quit. Those inks. I know, these are pretty, aren't they? So anyway, label your nails on the back, and then you pop this right back in here, put your little chain on there, and you can hang all of these up then. It makes sense because it protects these from dust or whatever. Here's one I haven't gotten labeled yet. Aren't these pretty? And then these, I think these are scheduled to be on the TikTok tomorrow. And when I do my TikTok, this is the way I come in backwards. This says Extreme Bling. Girl, look, put your sunglasses on before I turn these over. Now. Oh, honey. Look here. I'm telling y'all, here I am preaching on these press-on nails again. Even nails on a human, you have to be able to bead and crystallize in an expert way so that this has that really neat look about it. I do too, Laura. Like, I want to wear these. I want to wear these so bad. That we've got some millennial one-stroke peacock. So rather than throw away, that's what this big bag is over here to my left, honey. Rather than throwing nails away that I don't have anything to do with, when we had these little cards done, I'm like, yep, that's it. That's what I do with it. And look, this is fully movable on there if you would want to do that as well. This is the peacock flourish. So if you don't know how to catalog your nails, get you some of these. Get you some of these little cards with the bag. Hang them on a peg, whatever. And usually what I do is all of my stone nails then I will display together. So if I am looking for this particular design, which I'm thinking about teaching this one. Y'all want me to teach this? Y'all want me to put this up on the live, honey? So then if I'm looking for stonework nails, they're not only cataloged with stone, these would be in the teal color category. So I go by the order of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So on my peg of my stone nails, this would be near the blue-green section of nails. Okay, it's just... Look, y'all, we are excellent product hoarders, are we not? Child, we have so much product, it's unbelievable, but there is a great satisfaction to me, now you tell me if you're like this, when I get to sit down and organize product. Organized product means I am organized in the design of everything. Look how neat this is and tidy. And I'm not looking for, oh Lord, where did I put them peacock nails, girl? Did I throw them away? Did I give them to somebody? No, we go into my bird. I have one whole section of nail art that's nothing but birds. So now I will go into my bird section and then look under my color order and find these. Look, I could do a whole video just on the organization of setting your nail tips up. Okay? And if you order these from me, you're not going to get this set. I always keep my master set. I don't know why I'm getting off on this tonight. Maybe I should shut up. But I never sell you my master set because Extreme Bling is in my computer on my Excel sheet, and I have everything that I've put on these nails, even my base color that I used and the size tip I used, in case I need to go back. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Mindy wants a set of short little squovels, but she wants them done like this. My brain holds too much information. I am not going to remember what I have on that, but I go into my spreadsheet and I'll know. Now, the problem is you can't give two nails the same name, right? So yeah, this is just, sometimes we have to spend money to make money. And this is one of those organizational tools that will put you at the top of your game and if you don't want to keep an Excel sheet, look, you put you a sticky note right on the back of here. You write on your sticky note what you've put on these nails and pop her right back in her little sleeve, honey, and that will suffice. If you don't want anybody to see your sticky note, look, tuck it right up in there. And then you always know what to pull to make this set of nails. Or like this, my layering technique is like extreme on these ones. But if you're so busy working behind the chair or working another job, which sometimes we have to do, that all you have time for is design work, then you need to back off on the design work and do the back end work with the design work. Now I've got myself in a habit when I finish like these ones, before I photograph this or make a video of this, obviously it'll transfer over to here. Sometimes I just put it on here to take a picture, but it'll transfer over to this card. At the time it's moved to this card is when I write my steps down. And these ones I just did. So I can't do this today and then wait 2 weeks to write my steps down. I'll forget. So do it at the same time. Another one that's getting ready to go on is this little lady. Girl, if you love purple, it's just fabulous. It's just fabulous. Isn't that beautiful? I think I showed you this one, decals. Now this one, I had enough to do a 10. So when I display 10, I do 5 and 5 like this. Typically, I only do 5. You love these ones? These are the winter poinsettia or blue poinsettia decals. Looks nothing like a poinsettia when you design it differently.
Somebody asked to show the bundle.
Asked to show the bundle? Yep, I'll show the bundle. So anyway, yeah, there's where we are. Bundle tonight is 30% off if you'll use your coupon code. Let me show you what's in that. Your metallic liners that I educated you on. Y'all go use these the right way, right? Yes, Miss Tracy, we are. We're going to do it. And look, if you got a really powerful lamp, you're going to test this to see how long to cure it before you chrome it. If you got an unpowerful lamp, same way. My lamps over at the office, I have to cure 60 seconds before I can chrome it. My lamps here at the house, it's only about 40 seconds because you cure it too long and she won't hold any chrome because she gets slicker and slicker and slicker and slicker. Okay, so that has a silver, a gold, and a rose gold in there. You get that. You're going to get the chrome palette to use that beautiful Granny's Gold finish right there. Okay, you get 3 foils. Let me show you what they are. Fresh Fairy Tale. Stop and Smell the Roses. That one was beautiful, wasn't it? And this one I accidentally stuck in my gel paint. This one, Budding Romance. And then you get the liner brush. Oh, yes, girl. You get this 15 mm liner brush. This is much better at putting the window around the nail. You need a long brush to go from here to here. I had a shorter brush, so I had to keep dipping in my paint. And you can use this for your little itty bitty line work. Use the code ROSES30 and you get 30% off your bundle. Any questions? The base color I used was Whisper Gloss. Whisper Gloss. The pink nails that I showed. This one, Jamie.
Do you want to know if there was a class for that?
Not yet. I just did these, but this is the watercolor bloom inks I used on these. I used black and gold. Like, they're exquisite. They are so, so beautiful. You want a class for these? That's what you saying, boo? You want to learn these? Okay. Yep, we can do it. Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? Now, I don't teach scroll work live, but I can teach you the background. My scroll work is reserved for advanced classes and online paid classes only, but I can definitely teach you the background. This background would be beautiful, stamped over top of Los Has Musky. And look here, where these foils are on a clear, you could even use something like that over top it with the right shade of pink. So yeah. Okay, y'all, listen, have a good night. Grab your bundle for 30% off. I'll see you Sunday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.